Hey, Roger, good morning. Good morning. So we're recording.
Okay.
So this will be available later. Put it that way.
Very good.
Good morning. Good morning. So notice that the ES is below the daily one. Already tagged the 2 and came back. The NQ closed below the 1, but then went right back up to the VWAP. So that is in large part due to this further big time frame support. So we had this pivot high on the daily right at some 3-month levels. So I'm going to mute whoever that is. Y'all mute yourselves. All right. So 90-day, yeah, 3-month, I think. Let's look. But it has been really containing the range, 3-month. There was, this level has changed, shifted a little bit. Now it's a 12-week. We've got our other 90-day level up here. So I thought that we might, revisit those upper levels at some point, like we've done over here. So we'll just wait to see what happens if this does break. The monthly one is at 12,700, so 708. So we'd be looking for something to go inside that range. The weekly is sitting at 889, 12.9, 12.8, 67.50. And then here's your 12,700 below. But we have been holding the daily ones at this point, so that's interesting. The range is contracting, and as you know, volatility has been extremely low. So we'll take a look at that when we look at the ES. And the NQ for the intraday range, I've got the 1 hour initial balance in yellow. So those yellow lines are the ones. And then the blue are the 2 and the 3 for the Globex. Little color coding for the nighttime. So you can see it went to the 2 and is balancing on the 1. And my initial balance levels, my 2 and 3. So the initial balance 3 has been holding price. There was a nice touch. To support areas right here on the IB2. So that is your initial balance on the close right there. So the bottom oscillator, as you know, we can put on a different time frame. So we can customize it to display the points available in the first 15 minutes of the trade session. And that'll give me a low, medium, high volatility target. Since we're in low volatility, I'm kind of favoring targets between the 1 and the 2, depending upon how this goes. Since we are currently holding above the daily ones, you would want to see this above the Globex one back inside that range. So keep an eye. This could be an early sign of a failure of that support right there. So we'll have to watch it. Anything above, 13,010 would be, pretty bullish. And in the ES, that is more balanced. We're right in the middle of the ranges quarterly, and it is looking a little weak underneath the daily ones at the VWAP. Came down in the overnight session to the daily 2 off the open. It's pretty cool. So one thing I like to do, just to point it out, is measure the range. And so I'll know in Globex to look for about 24 points. And so let's measure it. Get the old ruler out. And so the opening of today's session was up here at the open. So if I go from the open right here to the low, something like that, 26.75 tip to toe. So right there in my sweet spot for the Globex range, which is 24. So you can see they got to 24 and it right there. So that's, if you're expecting a range break, that's where you would expect to see it. But it contained and went back inside. We'll just have to see, the VIX holds the downside or whether we're going to go to the upside in the VIX. So we'll take a look at the VIX next. This is the intraday and the Globex ranges and holding below the 1 hour IB 1. So that is resistance. We'll see if that breaks. That would take you back inside, going back towards the mean. And we'll just take it, keep an eye on it. I'm going to look at the VIX real quick. So many damn charts. Here we go. VIX ES. Let's see what this is. Yeah, let me take the template off. And change it from a daily to a 30-minute. Look how low that is. Yeah, the volatility is extremely low on the range. And we are going down. Oops. Okay, so there's 25. There's 30. 20, 30. So low, I want to put 10 on there too. Nope, I'm doing something wrong. Don't see my line. There it is. All right, if you don't first succeed. So really, we need an upslope to go short. This is still moving short vol, so kind of hard to go short on a short vol. Put the Jats daily 3 or daily PT3 on the daily open, and here's one on the close. And then we can change it to the weekly open and the weekly close. And because it's the end of the month, I want to add one of those also. When you put a higher time frame, like I just put the monthly, you need 500 days, so make sure you make that adjustment. So here we've got some slope going up on April 21st, and you can see they tried to get it down, fall down, but now we're in a downslope, and it's still drifting down. So we'll see if we can change the data series to 24/7. I think that might help. Yeah, make a big difference. Much better. Okay, fantastic. Okay, much better. So you can see we're getting some nice touches on the levels, turnarounds, but just following the slope. So we had quite a bit of downfall on downslope. Not much long fall. Okay. So we've got about 15 points, 11 to 15. Looking to go to 18 or 17. High vol 18. And this is where, a review of quick strike is essential. So I'm going to pull it up real quick. $41.60. So I'm going to make this orange. All right, so there is the center of gravity for the wands. So if we go back inside, that'll be a good place to look. And then we can go down to the 4170 and the 4145, 4140, 4175. There we go. Excellent. So there we go. There's an upper boundary that is sitting right above the daily ones. Take a peek and see. There we go. So that looks pretty good. And then, like we said, 1803, I don't think I'm going to be able to correlate this. So I'm going to pull up my quick sheet. And I'm going to put Alrighty then. So now let's see if we can do something with that. Uh-oh, hang on a second. Yep, yep. So what we're going to do is rebuild it real quick. I think I closed it. Don't close the windows. And get the VIX back up here. It's in about 5 minutes for the open. You know, I thought I got all these auto scalers out of here. I didn't. Okay, thanks for bearing with me. Here's the VIX again. And this is what I was trying to measure. So about 41.55, 41.60 would be the 16.60, 15 something, 65, 41.55, 41.60. Right here. Put this on ES. So if we get low vol, it would go up to 41.55, 41.60, maybe. $16.36. I don't see it on the pricing sheet. I got down to 46, 41.70. And that would be right here at the 1-2. So 41.65, 41.70. And on ES, that would be right up here at the daily one, if the ball got that low. So we'll just have to keep our eye on it. So it'll be opening in just a few minutes. Crude is already opened, falling tremendously. Right here in the 1 hour IB and the PT3 for the Globex. Right in the middle of the weekly range. Coming back in. So nobody's talking. So what's going on? So please, don't forget the website is there for you for any questions and the disclaimers. Make sure you get a link to that again right here. Okay, the market is right now opening and staying below the ones at the time being. Well, that market analyzer is just very red. See the momentum, linear regression trend. The higher time frame, daily, 60-minute, 15-minute are red. So far, we're below the net change, almost a half a point for the NQ, 0.40 for the ES. Crude is down almost 1%. So I can take the range again and see where we were in the Globex and what we have for the RTH session. So mute yourself, Brian. How are you doing? I'll do it. Good morning. So we can take the Globex range and the RTH range separately. So 166.50 for the NQ. Oops, went right by it. So you can measure from your highest or lowest point and see what the total range would be. Start trailing it as it goes down. And then measure the 15-minute range and your other ranges, 62 points, and anticipate that that would be a 15-minute range. For the full range, 44.25 in this lower volatility. Which is right between these ones where it currently is. And so you can trade to the targets within that range. And just use volatility as your guide if you're in low volatility or medium or high. Right now it's closing, it's staying below the one, the Globex 1, and inside this 1 hour IB low at the Globex 2. So do you have any questions? Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Julie.
Hey, Roger, how's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. Yeah, so surprised at the way the market has been so quiet, almost as if it's waiting for something.
We have some reports coming out this week, and that should shake some things up. I need to do something real quick. Give me just a few minutes and I'll be right back, Roger. Um, I've got to take care of something real quickly. I'll be right back. I apologize. Hey, Roger, I'm so sorry. Apologize for that. Got that
No
taken care
problem.
of. I had to take some care of something. We're in a beta. We're coding something for the Ninja platform. So beta 1, anybody want to get on my list for beta 1, let me know for Ninja Web. I'm going to start a list for that.
Sure. Is this a new project?
It is a new adventurous project. The NinjaTrader was able to upgrade the platform to a web platform. So we're going to be putting the indicator there too. So you see this vol is coming down to the 50%, right in the middle, and that is the middle of the weekly range. And that is at 1734. So when I go to my pricing sheet and look at 1734, it looks like it's right around 41.45. 41.50, something like that. And we're almost right there. So let's see what they do. The 15-minute range, 925 and 650. Right there. So you can see right here is the range, pretty much falling in place. And then if you get the spike to 950, that would be the larger one. Oops, right there. And sure enough, pretty, look at that. The high and the low. Huh, pretty sweet. So this PT1A is the first standard of the 1 hour IB, 8:30 to 9:30, and that is often a support resistance area. And here we've tagged the Globex. That is the overnight session, 1700 to 8:30 Chicago. So this level that price ended up trading to was the PT3 of the 1 hour IB. And caught that in the Globex session. as well as the RTH. So there's 2 touches on that level. Just saying. Pretty low volatility, right, guys? This crude is coming down almost to the end of its range. Let's measure this real quick and get a benchmark. So there's your 1 hour IB3. Here are the weekly ranges. So we could be breaking down, going to the weekly. Give us a retracement back up first. The crude has a separate market analyzer. Let me pull it up. Okay. Sorry. All right, here we go. Price is coming down now from the PT1 back towards the bottom end of this range. VIX is climbing off of the mid-band. Look at that. It popped right on the mid-band, started climbing. Now we're back down to the PT3. And the volatility is expanding a little bit. We're so low at 4. I mean, that is so ridiculously low. Same with 17. It's low. Okay, so here's my points for the RTH session. I'm looking for $1.03 to $1.43. Right there. So right here, that would take us down to this 1 hour IB at 76.82 when we break this. 1 hour IB on the close, we can go to the 1 hour IB on the open, going from 77.20 to about 76.89 currently. This is dynamic, so it changes. And then if this range breaks, it would go to the second target, and that would be 143. There it is. And that would take it down to the end of the 3 for the 1 hour IB. And that would be for today's range. So I'm going to mark those levels. All right, let's see what shakes. We've got the resistance up here at 77.63, a little bit of a ledge here at 34, and lower end of this range on the red. In Q is the RTH 119.25. Something like that. Which one is the 830 bar? That's the 815. It's this one, of course. All right, so we're down here in the weekly levels. And for the ES, we've got 24.75 and 34.75. That would bring it down to the bottom of this range. Okay. So that would bring it down to the weekly one for full range. You know, my range is pretty contracted, a low level, so I'm not real convinced we're going to reach those lower targets. What is the VIX doing? It's trying to get up to 17.99, but stuck at 17.77. $41.35. Right where we are. So I was able to put the VIX range in between the daily, or yeah, the daily ones, and sort of normalize my pricing sheet to that VIX volatility, so that when it got to a PT level, I can see where that level is on the pricing sheet and see if we have any open interest on that level, or volume, other volume at these levels. So right here at 1803, that would be, around 41.35 where we are currently. And there's no volume really. It's the volume comes in at a put is at 41.30. So I'm not, going to be watching this to see how much of a help this is, and how correlated this is. Right now it seems to be tracking pretty good. But I think it's going to get down to, this higher volume at 41.30 if it breaks. Another aspect of this quick strike is you can check out the volatility for the contract and currently see we're at 41.59.50, 41.60, and 41.35.63. So 41.35.63 is right where we are, and that is providing the support. And we're here at the 1 hour IB. Maybe why you're seeing the support sitting there where it is. But that confirms my 1 hour IB is the support. See that? Hmm. All right. Well, I'm going to get a cup of coffee if y'all don't have any questions. Nobody talking to me. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Got a 9 o'clock candle, so market is going to start moving. Let's see what happens. Be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Hey guys, appreciate it, Roger. I'm so sorry we didn't get a chance to chat. Thank you so much for coming. We'll chat tomorrow, I hope, or Wednesday. Yeah, tomorrow for sure, Wednesday. Thank you. So we're, at this resist support 1 hour IB. Haven't been able to break that at the moment. So let me go back to the market analyzer and get the PT1 for the RTH 1250. And let's look at this real quickly. So if we go 1250, you can see that's where it basically got stopped right there. So price is being contained inside the PT1 in low volatility. Well, that makes sense. So the bottom is your points for that current 8 to 8:45 a.m. 8:30 to 8:45, sorry, 8:30 to 8:45. And so 6.5 points per 15 minutes, so 925 for the full bar. Kind of small ranges, wouldn't you say? So there's 1025, so you can see it hit the 925, the full range on this bar. Just practically very, very good. Target reached. And so 650 would be what I could be aiming for. And look at that. Went right there. Do you see that? Kind of hard to see it with the line sitting on top of it, but yeah, right there. That's where it went. 650, looking at it right there. Pretty amazing, huh? These algos know these ranges. So when that breaks, I always think it's going to go to the 925, right? Down here. If it was going to do it on this bar. Oh, the VIX is coming back down. What a nice bounce on that trend line. I mean, the 50% of the weekly range. Look at that. That is amazing. Right here to there, right in the middle. That's where it came right down and bounced. How to use them to gain entry? Well, darling, it depends on what you want to do. There's so many ways. You use them as support resistance. You can do all kinds of things. Usually, when you're just like any other support resistance, you can see here that it was support, and then they broke the support. It came to the targets, the 2 and the 3, and then it came back and became resistance, right? Acted as resistance twice. Came down 3 times. Came down 4 times, came down. So this has been a really strong resistance level so far. And then it came down to the opposite one. So we went from the one B, I call it B, above and below the midline, below the 1B to the 1B of the current open, 1 hour IB open. So B to B day and a B to B. I like that. 1 hour IB, 1 hour IB. And right inside our anticipated range for the period for today's RTH session, right there. Let's see, 12.5 for an RTH1. That's right here, 12.5, and that's just where it went so far. So we're just, getting and estimate of the average range. So let's take another look at these higher time frames. We're almost to the end of this. We're coming down now again in crude, trying to approach it with this red. So the daily 3 is at 76.94, right in the middle of the monthlies and quarterlies, so there's no issues with that. And the weeklies are way down here, so there's really no issue with that today. So this looks like a pretty good target for you. Then we've got a little bit of support at 77, and I've got my range calculation there at 76.91. So that would be just right here in line with the daily 3. So all roads leading to this daily 3. So you can see that, when the risk lines come in here, they're the puts, that's a put line. And for the ES, that's at 41.30. And you can see on the pricing sheet what that level was at 41.30. You have 1,000 contracts sitting on it, 1,000 puts. And then there's more puts, another 1,000 at 41.25, and then another 1,000 at 41.20. So this is some, support right here. Put, and no calls. So it's going to get, that's why it was bumpy. So we hit our 76.94 coming into it now. And again, that's just the daily 3, PT3. NQ's coming down to the Globex 3. And we hit our, did we get our 925? Let me see. No, that's up here. We broke the 1250 range, and now here we're coming into the 2475. 4126. And here we hit the Globex 3. So that is the big one right here, 12,942. And crude is hitting its target, getting blocked. All red. So let's see. Coming up on our 15-minute candle. And this was a gigantic range breaker. 62. $12.75. So it exceeded the range by a couple of ticks. So we've broken the range a little bit. Now they've stopped it to hit, the normal range. We'll see, that's a 30-minute range. The 15-minute range was 925. So it went from the 15-minute range to the 30-minute range. Do you see that? Went from the 15 to the 30. Now that's pretty something that I'm showing you. Skipping time. All right, so hit the range, waiting for the next bar. Range to break and potentially come down to our 2475, which is the RTH2. So would this be within the 1250? Yep. Yep. So you can see that the price is sitting on this crude PT3 pretty much. Daily 3. If it breaks, there's the weekly right there. That would be a pretty healthy drop. We're already at, let me look, 215. So we hit 30. It looks like, 40 is the next one. And that's pretty up there. These are giant ones between 40 and 60. So I'm stuck. I've goofed up and frozen my platform. Gosh, give me a second, guys. Sorry about that, guys. I had a frozen um, workspace, and I guess I was putting too many indicators on and clicking too quickly. Something it froze up on me. I just had to kill it. So here is the daily three that we've bounced on. So um, ranges are working pretty normally within a normal distribution, I would say. Market's gone to the edge and it stopped. So we've reached our 1275 and we're still trading inside of that on this second bar. So low in the volatility, and I think, because it has been so low, it has, it's struggling to show any forward progress. We have managed to get past this peak low vol at 3 a.m. just barely 450. So, but this is pretty anemic, I would say. All right, we're coming down now. NQ breaking a range. We're at the, sorry, 90-day, or we're breaking it. So we've broken below our support. So we need to break this Globex level at 12,942. Bit of consolidation. See the zeros on the market analyzer. So I have tails. Let me put some up since we just broke through support. All right. There's some levels. And as far as range, we have a daily range of $1.80. So let's look to see where that is. There's 260. And we've already hit the 180. So 2 times would be tail 2. One and a half times would be right there at the first target. So right there, bingo. As far as the range as extension is concerned. So if anyone has any questions, all right, so we have successfully gotten to number 2 and waiting to see if it's going to go any further. We've broken the daily on the crude. That's a good sign. I'd like to see that price come down. So the NQ, again, the 15-minute range, 62, which is, right here. We hit it. Target reached. And we just stayed real tiny after that full range. So, so here we didn't even make really the PT1. So Okay, so it's starting to add up. So if we got up to here, we would probably get down to the bottom again of this 1 hour IB. So that's where I would be looking to go. 44.25. Trying to get it to 44.25 and it's not cooperating. There's 44. Add a quarter. Well, it keeps changing here. Yeah. Crude is really just flattened out. The put wall. We're still sitting on this prior range. Okay, so we've got like 3 areas right in here. 1, 2, 3. I guess that would be a gaggle of them, huh? A bunch. Okay, here's price is just inching down. Here's our 44. All red. What is this fix doing? So we're crossing our prior range. So the range is expanding. So we want to see if we have a chance to break these levels, come into them. That's your 1 hour IB. ES is finding the end of its range. Left shy. Crude is coming down. All right, so this is coming along, just hitting the end of the 1 hour IB for the ES. Didn't quite get to the edge of the range, but we're in low volatility land, land of the very, very low volatility. So let's check our VIX real quick. Yep, the weekly is up here at 1870. So we bounced and kept going just slowly. 1803 seems to be holding it. Maybe we can get a further push up to the weekly one. That very nicely inside the ones. Not really breaking anything yet at all, far from it. So getting a little bit of retracements too in the crude. Didn't quite get to my anticipated level. It got 70 points below the range. Thereabouts, something like that. Yep. So we might be able to get the remainder of that. We've got plenty of time left. Market pulling back a little bit. We're just balancing in low volatility inside the PT1s of the yellow inside our first hour initial balance box. And I wanted to mention that to you. You can anticipate the range. So we can put on the 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. range. So I'm going to put this on a 15-minute bar, and so we'll put it in a 15-minute range. So I'll put first the PT2 up. Put another PT2 on it, and then I want to put a PT3, and I'm going to use a horizontal line on the open and make it from 09:45 to 10 right here. So we're inside the one. It's got about it. Okay, it just opened. All right, so we're opening in the lower end of it, of the range. And so this is the 9:45 to 10 a.m. distribution. And I'm going to go ahead and put my daily open and close, as well as that 1 hour IB open. And go ahead and put that 1 hour IB on the close too. So you can see we're going right to the middle of this little range. 15-minute range. So now we're going right to the middle of it, right there. So we're at the end of that little custom range, the PT1 of the custom range of the 8:45 to 10. So if we go below the PT1, then you're going to be looking to come down to the end of these ranges and Right now we're going back up to the upper end of this range, 63 to 67.50. You know, Trade-O-Vate has that event trading, so you can put the lines on the chart, and they'll say, is price going to close, above or below 12,967.50. And so we could do this with the threes. Put the threes up for the hour period and see if we can use a little bit of statistics with our selection for our entries in Trade-O-Vate. So this line looks interesting. This is the 1 hour IB off the close, acted as resistance and support, but mainly resistance. All right, we're coming into our level, hitting them now. That target was reached. And let's see if it's going to be tagging the upper one. Okay, there we go. Got 10 minutes left. That was a nice big bull bar. Got to the top of the PT1 of the little 15-minute range. I think of this, PT indicator like a little Swiss Army knife. There's so much you can do with it. So we haven't talked about VWAP or anything like that. You obviously can add any additional indicator or volume profile or whatever you would like. I think this would go very well with Bookmap myself or the NinjaTrader order flow tool. You would need a lot of data. So there is a data plan that you can get through NinjaTrader for order flow data. It's a separate premium data purchase, but it's well worth it. And you can get that separated volume. All right, so it got to the range and it just sort of stalled out. And again, time comes into this equation. So these ranges are um, within their little 15-minute allotments. And here for the ES, for a 15-minute, we're looking at 6.5 to 9.25. So here is the 925 and the 65 right here is, look at that. Look at that low and look at that high. Are you seeing this? Here, you can't see it because this is in its way. There we go, 6.5 right here. Right here, ESPT2. That's great. So like I said, if we're in a higher volatility environment, um, you can just wait for those ranges to break and go to the next one, right? And we just demonstrated not only go to the next one in its own series, but you can go to a higher time frame. So from 925 to 1275. This 925 is a 30-minute PT2 and a 15-minute PT3. So that looks like it is going to be the range to go to, 925. And that would be back down to the bottom from the top. So 4132.75 to 4123.25 inside that range right there. See, we're back at the middle of our 9:45 to 10 a.m. bar. And the market sure does seem like it just stopped. We're below the daily range. Got to the daily PT3 and a little bit more and stalled out at 70 cents below the regular range. And we've got about 4 minutes to sit inside of this 925 range. Time for some consolidation. We're going to be going into lunch soon, so take a look at the VIX. Yeah, it's coming back in. Came back inside the ones. Just, and the short vol had definitely been the trade for uh, the better part of this year, yeah. So I'm going to remove all my drawing objects. That sure did look cluttered. Just very much behaving inside these ranges. All right, got a couple of more minutes, 2 minutes, and we stayed right inside the middle of our range. So the market is very balanced for this time period. And what I can do is just shift these to the next range. So we can change it from 10 a.m. to 10:15, or you can make it 11, if you wanted to go for the full hour. Make it 10 to 11 a.m. going to lunch, your last hour of trading. There we go. So you can see we're at the top of the range, and we have a little bit lower that we can go to towards the bottom of that 1-hour IB. So that looks pretty cool. All right, we've tagged our daily 3 for that pullback retracement. Let's see if crude is going to respect that level and come back down, or is it going to punch back inside and give us more pain at the pump? I liked the fact that it was down here. Wonder if there was a weekly level. Let me just check real quick. Oh, because the end of the week coming up. So I'm going to put a weekly open and a weekly close, as well as a 7-day open and a 7-day close. And I need to change my data, I think. And I can take this Bloodhound template off. But here we go. Here were those lower targets for the end of the week or tomorrow. 75.96, 75.86. So yeah, it looks like it's tagging the daily 3 and using that as resistance. Working out pretty good. Let's see if it comes down to, we've got 20 cents to go. To make it, 1.5 of the range. You know how we like to be even, matchy-matchy. Yep. Coming down looks good. That's why it's nice to have another, different asset class to be watching. If your equity indexes crawl inside a middle of the range and just stop, you have maybe something else that's still moving. So this is a great move today in the energy, down 2.47. So I can, get this down to 3%. -3 would be great. Go into the driving season with a little bit of cost savings. That would be excellent. So it's already broken the daily range, and we are in the overtime. Let me put a PT2 on here. So all you have to do is just put it on the chart and you can see the slope of the range expansion or, contraction. And right now we're expanding. $35, so that's good. Still has room to get to 40. Maybe a little potential to get to our target of 1.5, that range. NQ just sitting flat in the middle of its hourly range from 10 to 11, this distribution. Get a new distribution here. Hang on. Right there. So come on down to 12,940. 4170. There you go, target reached. All right, let's check on the VIX. What in the world is going on? Did it flatten out? Yeah, it's got resistance. It sure does. Sitting right on it. Daily one open and the weekly one close. Bouncing on our mid band. Broke it. Red, red, red. It's trying to get down there. But the VIX is friggin' trapped. It's not going anywhere. VIX is trapped. That's a bear trap. VIX is on the daily ones and weekly one. That is support. So we got a long way to go. This will come all the way down. That'll go all the way up. Got a long way to go. Once it gets through this little support, what is this? We're above it. Daily one close. So get back inside. Nice ride. Very nice. Very, very nice. Coming into the target. These ones. Hit them now. See if it can punch through. It's sitting on this support. I'm sure it can punch back through that. The range is collapsing again. Just insane. They're crushing the ball. The ES is at its resistance as well. So we've gotten 45 minutes in. Our hourly range is 81.50. Or I'm sorry, this is the ES, so 14.75. That would take us back to the towards the Globex range up here. So we would need to break 41.34.75. And if we couldn't break it and if we went lower, then we would be breaking the bottom of this. So it looks like this might break to the upside, get up there to the top end of that range, 14.75 to be, certainly can break. We've already broke 7.25. Yep, right there. So 7.25 to there we go. Almost to the PT3. But NQ can't get past its 15-minute range, or it's an hourly range, the hourly one. So once it goes on top of that, it's going to be a little bullish. Going back to this PT1 up here at 12,983.25. PT1 is blocking it. All right, still trying to come down. Coming into our VWAP. So the puts on the daily threes seem to hold price. You know, it's hard to break these threes in such low volatility. It just doesn't happen. And we're coming back into our 5 threshold. So my low volatility is, you know, pretty low. And like I said, it's just damn near impossible to break ranges in low volatility. Crude is making a comeback. Let me put on the 1 hour IB and see what the heck it's doing. Broke back inside the 1 hour IB. Coming up to 77.32. And that right there is the back to the full range. We just hit the daily range and it's acting as resistance. Look at that. There's your daily range, $1.80, and that is resistance. PT2, the little indicator that could. Right here. Well, it's now $1.82. It was $1.80. So there's your 2 cents. See how algorithmic? It's pretty good that y'all are witnessing this in real live demonstration. We get to see it all the time. You don't get to see it very much. Now that was way cool. So they want to keep it below the daily range. Get that value out of it today. Selling those contracts. See, once they move their risk, I mean, there's really no benefit to letting it go back inside. Okay, so it's slowing down. We're kind of getting close to lunch. It's 11, coming up on 11:30 Eastern. And this little consolidation is still being undertaken. I think price is trying to get to that VWAP at 41.35.94. And we're breaking above our 1-hour IB and making our way into our range. Well, something's happening. They're bugging out over here. I'd be hearing something on the news today. All right, getting a little bit of we got to our range, remember? Our 1-hour range. Not quite. Didn't quite make it. Something is happening. It's taken off. I think there might be some news. It got quite active over here. Wow, talk about flipping a switch. Something, yeah, the market just started taking off. Taking off with the planes. Y'all see any news anywhere? Oh my God. WHO official sounds alarm after fighters in Sudan reportedly seize lab with samples of deadly viruses. Holy Mother of Lord Jesus. Oh no. Uh, Yeah, I think there's some activity going on here, and so I don't know if that's affecting the market. It's sort of taken off, but there's definitely some stuff going on. So that a lot of the times they will come in and prop the market up when there's stuff going on. We'll see if that holds true today. We're right in the middle of our 1-hour IB range and right in the middle of our 10 to 11 range. Well, at the top of the one, but coming back down. And we've got about 20 minutes, 25 minutes left. If y'all have any questions, shout them out. Um, Guest user, thank you for coming. Mr. A, appreciate it. Ms. A, got some good levels today. Reaching the ranges and then normalizing, balancing right inside of them. These hourly ranges are right in the middle. So you could like overlay on top of this a horizontal bar. So I'll go ahead and do that for this one too. So I'll overlay a 1-hour close and make it 10 to 11. Leave the fibs on. And that gave us some extra levels. Not anything really to help. Where did they go? Here, it needs to be on the open. That's what happened. It needs to be on the open. 10 to 11 on the close would have been yesterday. So here it is. So you can see the white, and the white. So we are trying to break out above the PT1, and it got to the 2, almost to the 2. Couple of ticks shy, and they forced it back down. Well, hey, Chris, thanks for changing your name. Appreciate that. Thanks for coming. Do you have any questions?
Not right now, thanks.
Okay, thanks. I'm going to go ahead and mute you. Hey. Somebody's in here but not muted. Here we go. All right, coming down, just very like landing on feather on a cloud. There's really not much any going on anymore. Very much balanced. All right, we're reaching the middle of the range. It is frightening what I'm hearing. I don't know how else to tell you guys, but something is definitely happening. All right, here's our ones, 10 to 11. And like the NQ, you can see that we are right in the middle of the range. Go figure. See how algorithmic they do it? I'm listening to it. I'm looking. I think it's Sudan. I think they're sending in support. I live real close to an air base, and it is very active. Let me tell you, it's just been scaring the shit out of me listening to all them bugging out at at sonic speeds that I haven't heard in a long time, and I don't like it. Very, very. My neck, the hair on the back of my neck is standing up. Yeah, I can do bonds. Hang on one second. It can do everything. You can get market analyzer templates. You can do charts. You can, I mean, we'll look at market analyzer templates tomorrow. But yeah, we can do the same thing, the very same thing with any instrument. Currencies, agriculture. Let me pull up you want to look at ZF? Sure. We will look at ZF. What size do you like on ZF? Oh, hey, Roger. Absolutely. Good idea. You want to do a 60-minute, 15-minute, 15-minute or 30-minute? Okay, here's a 30-minute. And you can see that the ZB and ZN will be green as well. It'll look like a Christmas tree. Good idea, Roger. That's funny. I like it. Perk me up because I'm scared. This is crazy. I hope they're all going to be okay. I got a long way to go. Holy moly. Hang on for a second, guys. I'll be right back. Oh yeah, it's coming back down now. It's breaking below your mid-band. Took off. So we got the ZB and the ZF. Let me put the Z in here. So the zeros mean that there's no directional signal. I have to be careful. It's trying to freeze up on me again. I'm going to close this one. I All right, back at our 1 hour IB1. $25-point range for the PT3. 25 to 43. So 25 on the 24/7, 43 on the custom 15-minute range. So here's 43. That's going to take you down to the PT1. But there's some resistance before you get there, including the lower 1 hour one. So here's the CF. You can see it just exploded, didn't it? $110. Look at that. Where is the weekly? And that 7-day. Look at that. 7-day one. Right here. Weekly one and 7-day one. Yep. Yeah, look at that. It's very nice. And right here, look at all the support. Yeah, these bonds like this indicator, don't they? These ranges match the bonds pretty good. I looks, just eyeballing it. That's one good thing about a support resistance indicator. It doesn't take a lot to see where the activity is, does it? So it looks like the upper end of this would take it to 110.077. If it got up that high, may not. This Is this the close? Yeah, it's the 7-day close. So this could be it. 110.030. So that means that if price comes down, yields are going to go back up. So we want price to go up so yields come down. We want to hit that upper one, but they blocked it at the 7-day close. Pendejos. Yeah, thank you very much, Roger. Appreciate that. They do match. So I was thinking next week we could start a chart review before the market opened, maybe, depending upon, if I think normal circumstances 8 to 8:30, do a little market review and look at the monthly, weekly, and any quarterly levels that may impact the market. Um, so NQ broke its 90-day one up here, and it really came down nicely. Let's take a look at that. So we broke the 90-day and we're coming into that support today, and I bet that is going to break soon. 12,923.50. So they're getting those stops. And here is your monthly one, like I said. So I think so. Yep, monthly one on the close. So 12,700 if it gets any lower. We could, take those and go back up, but that was a long-term support, what was resistance, and now it's, support. Now it's broken support. So the 12-week one is what held it, 13,315. Now these levels change. A few days ago, this was the 90-day one, and that shifted up here. And that's why at first I thought the volatility or the price would come up because we were moving higher, that we would get that bounce. And instead, it has broken support. So there is a lot of air for this market to fall. And, I'm more inclined to think that, we certainly have stopped right here. It's not breaking it. We're in low volatility. I mean, this, might just be an stop run bounce opportunity. Be careful. Um, Fixing to find out. Oops. Let's look at the VIX. And it's still pretty much trapped. They've pinned this level, got up a little bit, but it came back in. Our weekly one. weekly one, daily one confluence. And that is right here, and it's coming back up. Well, we just broke below it, but I think it's going to come back up. Got down to the daily 3. Or is this, yeah, the daily 3. The 3 or the 2? Hang on. Yeah, the 3. Daily 3 close on the nose. Here was a nice tag off of the daily 1 open, as well as here, daily 1 open, daily 1 open. Daily 1 open gets a lot of touches. Well, I really appreciate you guys hanging out. We'll do this again tomorrow. Come back, please. We'll take a look at some more charts. And I'm happy I only froze up one time but didn't crash. I got my internet issue resolved last week, and that's helped tremendously. Thanks to the internet company for coming out and fixing a few things around here. And it's been a lot more stable. I was, at the point where I was losing connection every day and it was driving me crazy. So, things are looking up. They are breaking, these are trying to break through. We're back at the daily 2s, 3 2s. Daily 2 here. And now coming down to the second one. Found some puts. Boy, that is a red market analyzer. All right, we've got 5 more minutes. And we are trying to get down to the 913.25. We're at the end of our 44 range. Right here, 919, and that's off the open. And 44 again was the 15-minute PT2, 44.25. And what I think is probably more important would be that 8150. There's your 1 hour IB risk. 62 would be a 15-minute. So here's our 15-minute bar, and we're currently at 44.25 would be, or 22.25. Right here where we are. So it just hit the 22.25. Target reached. And if it continues, then 44.25. Potentially the range. Since we're in such low volatility, you might just want to trade to the ones until, especially when you're going into support resistance, and that clearly is support, those PT1s, and you're at a daily 3, you're at the end of the daily range. So, and your 1 hour IB off of the open. So that's pretty textbook. And the 44.25 or 75's right here. So it is a balanced market. Nothing, as scary as it looks like on the market analyzer. From the market analyzer, it looks like it's all falling apart, but actually it's not. It's very balanced inside these historical ranges. So I think overall it was a very good first day for the open house. Like I said, we only froze up one time, and the markets went to the PT levels very well. Be sure to go by the website. I've got a few indicators on sale this week. And if you would like to get a subscription and join, have the indicators on your NinjaTrader, or you can subscribe to the data itself and it will be delivered to you either through a Excel spreadsheet, or we're going to be displaying some of the market analyzer levels in the PT indicator rooms once we get that going. So we can do a agriculture market analyzer with monthly, quarterly, weekly, daily, and same thing for the different asset classes, currencies, energy, equities, like we have been doing. So I'm hoping that there will be enough interest in that. I think so. I know the agriculture traders really do use the higher time frame levels for their support resistance for their spreads and straddles and strangles and stuff. So, but yeah, overall, I mean, intraday trading to these 1 hour IB ranges and the Globex ranges works so well. And just keep an eye on your weekly ones and or your, like I said, daily threes, and know where you are. So we're going into lunch. My time is up, and I really appreciate. Thank you very much. Really appreciate you coming. If you have any questions, let me know. Um, and otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow. Okay, thank you so much. Appreciate it.